Hi traders, Anthony here. We just entered into a short position off this signal here. We received a sell signal on this 3-minute chart. This is Solana paired with USDT. Why I like this, see how the market's predominantly bearish on the higher time frames here. So taking a short was an easy decision. Have a look at it on the 30. Okay, it's a bearish market, trades out, pulls back in. Okay, another sell-off, pulls back in. It's come back up into a big level of resistance, and this is the natural flow of the market pretty much. So I'm expecting this to roll over here and give me a bit of downside. So in this case, we're trading with the trend on the higher time frame, and we've gone with the pullback. And I mean, this is quite a nice setup, especially when it's overextended to the upside on the lower time frame. And then we have a directional bias in our favor on the higher time frame, if that makes any sense. So if I open this up on the 3-minute chart, we'll get closer to it. I'll show you another indicator we have. If I double click this is Solana and USDT. I'll just double click this, go to style, and we want to just pull in Solana. It's paired with USDT, so we don't have that on here, but it'll give me an idea of where this is at in terms of its own currency. Okay, now see how this is traded up to this line up here. Okay, if we run that through there, this is an ideal trade signal, given that this is overextended here and this is overextended here as well. Alright, so I'm happy to take this. The other thing that I like about this is with these round dots that we get, these signals here, I prefer these when the market's not in a steep trend. I'll just quickly show you how we trade these. Now, if we gain a little bit of traction, I'm going to look to take 70% quickly. We've got a whole trading system around our alerts here, these dots and these triangles. Alright, so we're getting a little bit of distance with this now. Let me just see what this is worth. $45 in dollar value. It's not a big position. But you know what you can do is you can take a little bit out, so we can close it. And let's just do a partial close. I'm going to take 70%. I just want to show you how this works. So now I've got money in the bag, and this is pretty well risk-free. So if I've taken 70%, that was about where I took it. I can leave my stop loss slightly above. Alright, so we've got 30% at risk here. We've already taken 70% here. So this will be a winning trade, okay, if my stop loss gets taken out. If you're super conservative, you can pull your stop loss down to a little bit better than break even. But you might want to give it a bit of room to breathe. And then, you know, we could kind of move this away and just let that play out regardless. If we go back in time and have a look at these signals, I'm mainly interested in the signals where we have correlation of a touch on either extreme here. Okay, so we have that with this signal, so it's quite a good signal. This one we didn't have it, so that's not a valid trade. See, if we follow this down and we pull that over to the edge, okay, it's kind of heading down there. See the trajectory of this, or the momentum here? It's heading to the downside here, so there's more downward momentum. In other words, this is likely to continue, so it wasn't such a good signal. Alright, but whenever we see a touch here and it looks like it's pulling away from that, see what I'm trying to get at here? We got a touch here and it started to reject off this level here, and we could see that at the time of the signal. So I quite like this setup. We go back and we can have a look at these and just see, you know, like, how did they work out? Well, this one here was interesting. The trajectory is still to the downside. I would have taken that because it had crossed the line. But I have a fairly strict kind of set of rules, and I'm going to look to take 70% always. See how I'm okay here? I'm in the money. I've taken my 70%. 30% got hit, and I'm profitable. Same thing with this. You take your 70% early and 30% gets hit, and it doesn't matter because it's a positive outcome. In fact, that's not a trade. This one is, This is the kind of trade you want. See that? And this is where you make a ton of money. That's why I like the idea of take 70% early, leave your stop loss up here, 30%. That's a profitable outcome if the stop loss gets taken out. And then we get that. And I mean, what's that worth in dollar value? That's worth $100, for example. I mean, what's that worth? So this is where this is a really powerful system. So I like these trades where we have this one, not quite, you know, but I mean, you can even watch these, and if you happen to come in after the fact here, this is a 3-minute chart, and you see this line come up and touch, right? See how it's heading south? Now it's telling us, okay, so that could have been quite a good trade setup. And the other thing you want to look at too is where we have these divergence signals. You can see these red lines here giving us a divergence. You know, it's up to you. I mean, it depends on how well you read this. If this is heading south and it's coming from this high here and it's heading south, if that's a divergence and we've got this heading up and we get this red dot here, then you know, how well do you read this divergence here with this, and then you take that trade. So it just comes with practice. Alright, now I would have taken this one, but again, I mean, with this trade here, your 70% is going to be reached. Not a lot of profit in that, minimal. You know, your 30% gets taken, but it's when you get signals like this and you do the same, you just basically rinse and repeat the same strategy over and over again, and that's where you make a ton of money. And these guys, or this one here where there's minimal gain, just gets blown out of the water by some of these others that are profitable. Well, actually, if you're going with the rule, well, you may or may not have gotten into that one. And the other thing that I've mentioned in my videos as well is these signals are really good whenever we have a ranging market. Generally are really good in a ranging market. Like, look at this one. See, now that one was valid, backed up with this. All right, so that's a nice trade. In a ranging market where you see these starting to level out and you see some white bars coming in, these signals are generally really good because it's, you know, playing the ranges. It's the signals in a steep trend, a steep fast trend that you want to be wary of. I mean, you know, you still make money with these, but actually you might have seen that as a ranging market. I mean, you still would have been profitable here. I could ramble on, but I guess we don't have the confluence. So, you know, you'll probably miss a couple of these nice setups here if we don't have the confluence. In other words, you know, giving us a touch on this overextended signal. Then again, we get that. And that's another trade signal. Green followed by green, and that's an entry long. You know, there's your trade. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this up here. What we'll do is we'll just go back, have a look and see how we're faring. It's still kind of meandering around up here, but I'll leave that where it is, and you know, let's see if we get a little bit of see if we get something out of it. Okay, again, guys, join me. Go to my website. There it is. All the information's here, and I'd love to see you in Telegram. So with that, have a great day, and I look forward to hearing from you.